Sometimes when bad things happen, they happen not just once, but they come down in multitudes. Sometimes they say evil rains down on a people like rain, making it difficult to control what has happened. This appears to be the problem that Nigeria is facing in faraway places like Canada, where in just 1 year, another court has ruled that a Nigerian is not admissible into Canada because he has been a member of the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party, the two major political parties operating in Nigeria, which have now been declared terrorist organizations by a high court in Canada. This is the other side. My name is Rimamnde Shawulu. Actions that people in any country take have consequences far beyond the areas where those activities take place. Of course, in Nigeria, many people believe, especially those in authority, believe that things that happen in Nigeria stay in Nigeria, and they think that they can get away. Even the young people, the very poor people that are suffering from misgovernance over the last years, several decades, are running out of Nigeria in droves because they think that if they get out of Nigeria, they are getting out of their problems. But that is not the case. The world, since the development that have taken place in the information technology industries, has become what you call a global village. Because the world is a global village, whatever happens anywhere in the world affects people in other parts of the world. That is why people in the country, both people in the government and outside the government, need to be careful about what they do in Nigeria, because what they do in Nigeria can affect them even outside Nigeria. Take the case of Juan Monde Iyangbe Eriyato, a former corporal of the Nigerian police, who sought for a permanent residence in Canada. When his application was denied by the immigration court, he appealed. And his appeal went up to the High Court in Canada, and the High Court still denied him the visa because of the fact that he had worked with the Nigerian police, an organization which the government in Canada and the court in Canada held to be a corrupt institution. And for that reason, he was denied his permanent residency and is on his way to being deported back to Nigeria. I'm sure not many people would have thought that working for the Nigerian police would be a problem for them. Not many people would have thought that working for any security organization may be a problem for them outside Nigeria. But here we are in Nigeria here. But us and the people who have been complaining about the corruption in the Nigerian police. Is there really anyone that has not been complaining about corruption in Nigeria? Both big and small complain about corruption in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, young people took to the street some time ago in a protest that was called End SARS protest to protest against brutality and corruption in the police force. They complained of policemen stopping young boys and girls on the road, searching their phones, and forcing them to transfer money through some POS or to some accounts, which are easily traceable. But so far, nobody has been arrested and tried. And today, we've had the unfortunate situation that the corruption prevalent or alleged to be prevalent in the Nigerian police force is now affecting Nigerians who go outside Nigeria to declare that they had worked for the Nigerian police force. And by merely working for the Nigerian police force, this corporal has had his application for residence in Canada denied. And the news came out that 2 months ago in June, another Nigerian who said he had been a member of the PDP and the APC had sought for permanent residence in Canada. Again, his application was denied by the immigration court. He took his case to the High Court in Canada, and the High Court has decided that his application would not be granted, and that because he has been a member of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, and the APC, two organizations that have been declared terrorist organizations in Canada. What are the implications of this ruling that took place in Canada? Now, many people will be surprised by the decisions that have been taken by the court in Canada, but these decisions have long been coming. And they may actually spread to several parts of Europe and the United States. And many people will be denied entry into those countries for activities that have taken place in Nigeria during the election process. As this is the case, we are aware and people know that several human rights organizations in Nigeria have petitioned, sent applications, and followed up their applications with details of activities of public officials who said elections were a matter of life and death and that you had to win them by all means. Everybody knows the pictures that came out of Lagos in the last cycle of election. People are aware of what happened in Edo State and several other states, and even pictures of young children thumbprinting ballot papers across different places in Nigeria. And the fact that there has been no action by the government in terms of prosecuting those who have made those claims or prosecuting those who came out to threaten people during elections. And so far, nobody has been brought to trial for subversion of democracy, for rigging of elections. What is simply going to happen is that the world is going to look at Nigeria's legal and police system as having failed. And because of the threats that people receive, because of the killings that sometimes take place during election, many countries across the world may just follow up what Canada has done. It is very clear that in no distant future, several countries in Europe, as economic situation deteriorates in Nigeria and more Nigerians, especially young people, try to move out of the country, we are going to have a situation where several countries in the world will now latch on the fact that several youths in Nigeria are the instruments of subversion of democracy as directed by political leaders who force them to engage in those activities. To protect their countries, they may decide that several people who go from here to outside Nigeria may not be allowed to stay in those countries. It is very obvious, and many people may have missed the point, that there have been reports and complaints that several people, including former governors and even current governors, who have come out to threaten people during elections, have had petitions written against them that are lying in Europe today. And sometimes people are hoping that actually these countries may wake up like Canada has woken up and deny Nigerians certain rights, including denial of visas for obstructing democratic process or threatening people during the election, as has been done by highly placed people in government both yesterday and today. What is your view about what is happening in Canada? Should other countries follow what Canada has decided to deny people entry into their country as permanent citizens for subversion of democracy in Nigeria? Is it a call for Nigerians to sit up and repair the process in Nigeria, since the door is being closed, not just against Nigerians, but against immigrants in the developed countries? This is The Other Side. My name is Rimamnde Shawulu. Please like and share our video. And if you are interested in getting more information and access to some of our videos that have been uploaded, you will need to join as a member. The link will show up. Just click and join as a member, and you have access to data that other people may not have access to.